strongly about it.
I fucking hate children. They literally make me sick. When I see babies in a commercial, I start to gag and almost throw up, and I have to look away and mute it. And when I see babies in a stroller, especially when they're crying, I just want to put my foot through the thing and step on it until it's nothing but blood and pulp on the pavement. Following me on Facebook, and if you've seen my last Q&A video, you'd know that my grandfather recently died of a heart attack, and I just got back from the funeral thing that we had. It wasn't exactly a funeral, but a bunch of family got together, and I was dragged to it. But anyway, I was planning on showing you guys footage of my grandfather actually having the heart attack. As soon as the paramedics got to the house, I took out my camera and started filming, but a bunch of people in my family, my mom, my grandmother, uncles, shit like that, they threw a big fucking fit about me showing that footage on YouTube. They're perfectly fucking fine with eating foods that cause fucking heart disease and make people actually die of fucking heart attacks, but when it comes to actually showing people what happens when they eat these foods, that's just too much. So fuck it. I'm gonna just talk about, you know, the whole situation, my thoughts and feelings on the whole thing, so here we go. So first off, I guess I'll tell you all how the heart attack happened and the events leading up to it. Well, my grandfather is really into, like, RC planes, helicopters, things like that, and he was really interested in seeing the drone I just bought, the DJI Phantom 3. So we went over to the park right down the street, and we headed down to the ravine to launch the drone from, and there's a bit of a hill going down. So we flew the drone, you know, he thought it was really cool and everything. We had to walk back up the hill, and he was really struggling, and it's not really that big of a hill, and it's not that hard to climb, and even an 82-year-old should be able to get up just fine. But he had to stop like every 10-20 feet, and he was huffing and puffing, and I looked at him and I said, you know, you have a really shitty diet, and you need to, you know, clean your diet up and start exercising. And then he said, oh, it's bullshit, you know, I'm just not 24 anymore, that's why I'm having such a hard time climbing up this hill. So we eventually got up the hill after a really long fucking time with him struggling, got into his car, drove back home. He plopped down on his chair in the living room. I went to my room to check out the footage. And then a few minutes later, my grandmother came into my room saying, I think Barry, my grandfather's name is Barry, is having a heart attack. Then I went out into the living room, saw him just not really being responsive, and yeah, he was having a fucking heart attack. I called 911. They told me to perform CPR on him until the paramedics got there. So I was performing CPR on him for a few minutes until the paramedics got there. Then I took out my camera, started filming, and of course you can't see the footage, but that's what happened. Now, why this heart attack happened, it's obvious. He was eating like absolute fucking shit. He had a heart attack about 60 years ago, and again, that was from eating like absolute shit, not exercising, and he's really fucking lucky to have lived this long. I think he has a genetic resistance to heart disease and cancer. There's no fucking way he should have been alive for this long, but he managed, and 20 years ago, he cleaned his diet up after that heart attack, and he started walking every day, and he was doing pretty well, but recently his brother got cancer, and his brother died, and I think that just, you know, sent him kind of out of control and off the rails. And yeah, for the last few years, his diet was just fucking terrible. Ridiculous amounts of like red meat and pork and ice cream and shit like that, and, you know, I knew a few months ago he didn't have long to live. I even told my mom, I think back in, like, February or March, like, he's not gonna make it to the end of the year. And, yeah, I called it. He died because his fucking diet was absolute shit. He did actually get quite a bit of exercise. He was golfing every single day. He was bowling several times a week. He'd mow the lawn and, you know, do all that stuff. So he wasn't just totally sedentary. It was 100% fucking diet that did this to him. And he lived to 82 years old, but, you know, for everyone who says, oh, he's fucking 82, he lived so long, like, he could have lived so much fucking longer, and he is fucking lucky. His diet is so fucking bad. I don't think any of you could realize that. If any of you ate like him, you wouldn't have fucking made it to 50. Like, I swear, he had to have had a genetic resistance to heart disease. There's just no way anyone could live that long otherwise, and, you know, everyone thinks, like, oh, 82 is so long, he had such a great long life. He was golfing every day, like I just said, he was bowling, he was doing all these things that he loved doing, and I don't think he just wanted to die. He was a super active person, and he got to do the things he enjoyed every single fucking day, so for you to say, oh, he lived to 82, it's so fucking long, that's fucking horseshit. He died before he really wanted to, and he died in such a shitty, fucking violent, painful way. It's definitely not worth all of the fucking meat and dairy and eggs and junk food he ate. He gave up a fucking life that he loved for just this crap that fucking killed him, and saying that he lived to 82, that's just bullshit. He could have lived longer, he could have spent decades longer doing the things that he enjoyed, and he could have had a better quality of life. If you're having such a fucking struggle just walking up a little hill like that, I don't see how you could have a good life like that. And he liked being active, and, you know, it might have been a real struggle for him for all these years to be as active as he was, and if he had gone vegan and had good arterial health, he might have enjoyed all the things he loved doing even more. So, for all of you who say, oh, I'll just fucking eat whatever I want, and, you know, if I die at 60, 70, or 80, I'll be happy, bullshit. There's so much to live for, and my grandfather, he was enjoying his fucking life, and it was cut short because of his stupid dietary choices. Now, how do I feel about him being dead? I'm actually happy. I've had a pretty rocky relationship with him, especially when I was a little kid. He was pretty abusive. He'd yell at me like fucking crazy, call me like a worthless piece of fucking shit if I didn't play well in hockey. He did hit me maybe 2 or 3 times pretty hard, and after that I was just scared of him my entire childhood, and as an adult, I ended up having a friend relationship with him, but I didn't realize until he was dead how much anxiety I had still being around him. Just these subconscious feelings were always there, but I just didn't realize till now, and I feel better with him being dead. I know my grandmother isn't happy about it. I don't know entirely how my mom feels, but she was crying about it. His other sons, you know, they were upset, but I feel pretty happy about the whole situation, and I just feel like a weight's being lifted off my chest, and I just feel less stressed out, and it's been a good thing for me. So, closing thoughts, I know I didn't have the greatest relationship with my grandfather for my whole life, but I know a lot of people love their family members, and, you know, if you want to do the best thing for yourself and for your family, then go switch to a Whole Foods vegan diet and make them switch to a Whole Foods vegan diet. All of this meat, dairy, eggs, and processed food is just going to help cut your life short, and if you're going to fucking tell me that, oh, your grandfather ate fucking horribly and he lived to 82, he got so fucking lucky, you don't even realize. He should have been dead more than 20 years ago. He should have been dead by the time he was fucking 50. Chances are you're not going to be so lucky, and if you just eat whatever you want, or if you try these stupid low-carb fad diets and do this crap your whole life, you are going to cut your life so fucking short, and you're going to die before you really want to, and before any of your family members want to, and you're just reducing decades off of your own life, decades that you could spend with your family, loved ones, doing the things that you love to do. So if you want to have the longest life possible, the best quality of life possible, and spend as much time with your loved ones as you can, then a whole foods vegan diet is your best option. So that's all I really have to say on the situation, and I can't show you my grandfather having a heart attack, but here are some of the last moments I spent with him together. Repsion's a little fucking bitch.
Come on,
I fucking hate that kid. Like, I usually don't have a huge issue with people I make videos about, but yeah, if I had the opportunity, I'd kill him. Slit his fucking throat with this knife. Really like to use this knife on him. Like, he really does deserve to die. Like, he calls me a sociopath. I mean, he's just a piece of shit. I don't know if he's a sociopath or not, but he's just a turd. Should just be killed. Like, he's such a smug little bitch. I'd love to just slide a knife right across his throat and just watch him, like, just look all scared when, you know, he's just dying. God damn. There's no sense responding to him because he's just a fucking idiot. Like, I've already made him look like a complete retard. Like, anyone with half a brain could see how fucking hypocritical he is. Oh. Shit. suffering and death of others, I'm going to start hunting you dumbass humans with my compound bow, and I'll ensure that your deaths are slow and painful and you bleed out for days so that you can experience just a small fraction of the pain and suffering of the animals that you eat. Because I just decided that humans is hunting animals, and your heads make really good fucking trophies to prevent you from leaving an unloving, abusive relationship, or to steal money from you after you break up. And I don't give a fuck what you say, oh, I love my man and I just want to have babies with him. It's fucking bullshit. Women trick men into having kids so that they don't have to work, and by the time the kid is 5 or 6 years old and it doesn't make any more sense for them to stay-at-home moms, and the time comes for them to get a fucking job, they try and trick men into having more children so that they can keep getting taken care of. And if they don't get what they want, they'll just break up with you and steal money from you until the kid is 18, and the threat of that happening is often enough to trap men into these horrible fucking relationships. I'm not going to let any women take advantage of me like that, and I'm going to take control of things by getting a fucking...
I want to thank Mr. Repsion and official TAGG, aka Stoutmeister, for bringing this guy to my attention, because without them, I probably would have never known about this guy. I apologize to Stoutmeister if I butchered your name there. Anyways, I keep saying to myself that nothing truly shocks me anymore, and that I've pretty much seen everything you can see on the internet, but I am wrong. I gotta tell you guys, this has to be one of the most deplorable and disgusting YouTube videos I think I've ever seen. Like, ever. And I've been on the site for 8 years. And I've seen a lot of messed up stuff, but this takes the cake. The fact that this guy, this scumbag, because honestly, calling him a human being would be too kind. This guy is a literal human piece of waste. The fact that he would think that posting something like that, exploiting his grandfather's death for his own personal gain, just for views, just for attention, on a video sharing website, to me is just downright sickening. What the hell is wrong with you? Seriously, you are mentally ill. The lab coach should come and get you. You need to be locked in a mental institution because it's obvious that you're not in the right state of mind right now. And then again, I don't think this dude has ever really been in the right state of mind. And the fact that you admitted that children piss you off and that you harbor such a hatred towards children and you want to punch them until blood is on the pavement just proves that you're not mentally stable. Look, okay, that kind of sucks that your grandfather was abusive to you, and that he hit you, and that he was, yelling at you and stuff. Yes, that sucks. But still, why would you think that exploiting his death and saying that you're happy that you died would make things any better? If you've watched the video, and I'll leave a link in the description down below so you can watch it, it's truly sickening. This guy shows no remorse, no emotion. He's just cold and kind of stoic. And he's saying that his grandfather deserved to die because of his poor diet, aka because he ate meat, and, vegan gains doesn't eat meat. He's a vegan, and he doesn't agree with people who eat meat because he thinks people that eat meat are truly disgusting people and they deserve to die. And this was also the same guy that was going after another, YouTube channel called Furious Pete. I'm pretty sure you guys know who he is. When Furious Pete was recently diagnosed with cancer, he was on the video saying that he deserved to have cancer because he's not a vegan, he's a meat eater. Yeah, what a disgusting scumbag. This guy is quite literally a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. The fact that you would admit that somebody deserves cancer because they're not a vegan, they're a meat eater. So apparently meat eaters are disgusting people and they deserve to die. Just wow. Who the hell thinks like this? Really? Who honestly thinks like this? And I'm getting mad right now. Who thinks like this? Who thinks that exploiting their family members, people that they're supposed to love, people that are close to them, for views, for attention, just to prove a point, just to bring attention to their cause, is worth... I'm at a loss for words right now. I'm sorry. I really am. I normally have everything to say. I normally know the right things to say. I normally know what I'm going to say, but truly right now, I am lost for words. Who thinks like this? Who really thinks like this? It's baffling to me, man. You know? And the fact that he's happy about this, that he shows no emotion, no remorse, it's horrifying. It's deplorable. It's disgusting. I don't know what else I can say. Oh my god. This is literally the next Onision. And don't get me wrong, while Onision is a human pile of waste too, I don't think Onision would even stoop this low. I don't think he would. I know I'm gonna go a little bit overboard with what I'm gonna say next, but I don't care. This guy could literally become the next school shooter. I honestly think he might become the next school shooter. Because considering the hatred he has for children and pretty much everyone else that's not a vegan, he probably might do something messed up. And decide that, you know, humanity is not worth it and it'll kill people. I don't want to think like that. I don't want to be cynical, but I can't help but think like this by just watching the guy's videos because it's obvious the guy is not mentally stable. Dear Lord. Honestly, this is just awful. This is just awful. And I've seen people stoop to incredibly low levels just for views, but this has to be the lowest. This is even lower when Life in a Tent exploited the Japanese earthquake for views. Yes. It is that bad. It is really, really, really that bad. Now look, I just want to let everybody know that this video is not representative of vegans as a whole. Vegan Gains is not representative of vegans as a whole. I don't hate vegans. I'm a firm believer in being able to live your life how you want it. If you want to be a meat eater, that's cool. If you want to be a vegan because you personally think eating meat is wrong, that's cool too. Live your life how you want it. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, and nobody else should tell you how to live your life. If you want to live your life, go for it. Do whatever you want. But the minute you start trying to force your beliefs on me or other people, that's when I immediately check out. Because I don't want to be preached to. I don't want people to force their beliefs on me. You know? And going after people who don't... Going after people who are vegans and... Going after people who don't eat meat and are vegans, are not vegans, because they eat meat, and you saying that they deserve to die, is a horrible way of thinking. It really, really is. And I apologize for continually messing up, but I'm only doing this in one take. I'm just so mad right now that I just can't help it. I'm sorry. So please forgive me for that. Okay. But to be honest with you, for some strange reason, eerily connect to this video. I do. I can relate to it in a twisted way. Look, I'm going to make a long story short. I don't really talk about my personal life that much on the internet, but I think in this case, I think it's appropriate. Me and my grandmother never quite got along. To make a long story short, she saw the world one way, and I saw the world another way. You know? And when she died, I was sad about it. I showed my respect. I was depressed for a good month because of it. You know? But never did I think, oh, I should explain my grandmother's death, ha ha ha, put it up on YouTube for thousands of views, ha ha, I should film her having a stroke, wouldn't that be hilarious, guys, ha ha ha, even though it's completely deplorable and disgusting, oh, I just want views, I just want attention, ha ha ha. No, that was never my intention, and I never thought like that. In fact, my other grandmother, because I have two, had a stroke roughly around the exact same time that the one that passed away did. And it's so bad that she has to be in a nursing home. She can't go back to normal human life ever again. She has to get fed through a tube, seriously, because of her stroke. And I didn't think, oh, I'm going to film her stroke and put it up on YouTube. No, it's dumb. And I would never do that to people I love, whether that be close family or friends. Never, 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 ever. And there's another quick story that I kind of want to mention. I knew somebody in real life that I went to high school with that was exactly like this as well. I'm not gonna mention any names because it's personal, but for the purpose of this video, let's just call her Jenna. Jenna had this line of thinking, and basically she derided anybody that ate meat, even going as far as to saying that anybody who ate meat was a disgusting human being. She even admitted that she hated the human race, she hated humanity, and that she was proud that 9/11 happened, and that if I died, or my friends died, or even if children died, that she would laugh and celebrate and eat popcorn. She even got so offended that I made a fried chicken joke during a game of Monopoly in math class, and this was during my senior year of high school, and she would go so hard to force her beliefs on not only myself, but my friends, and basically anybody around her. Again, to make a long story short, she was pretty much a hardcore crazy vegetarian. And again, I don't have problems with vegans. You know, that's if you want to be a vegan, that's fine, but don't try to force your beliefs on others. Don't sink to the levels that this guy sunk to, because it's not worth it. It's not worth having all these views and all this attention if you don't care about the people that you love and the people around you, if you show no empathy, no remorse. Honestly, I don't care what happens to this guy, and honestly, he can burn in hell, and I hope he burns in hell. In fact, I hope he directs himself off the nearest cliff. I know that's harsh to say, but honestly, I don't care. Because if you're willing to exploit your closest family members for your own personal gain, then I don't care what happens to you. Anyways, that's all I gotta say on this particular topic. This is ThatKidDouglas, aka the Young Hero, signing out. Deuces, stay frosty and keep it weird.
Most women only want to have children so that they don't have to work and that they can get taken care of.
Hello everybody, and today I'm making my first ever public service announcement. I implore anyone that lives in Scarborough, Ontario to report Richard Burgess, aka Vegan Gains, to the police. This guy is sick, he is mentally ill, he's both a sociopath and a psychopath, and he needs to be taken off the streets before he kills somebody. And I fear if he continues down his line of thinking that he will eventually kill somebody. You know how I said this guy was the next Onision? Well, I retract that statement completely. This guy is far beyond Onision. And don't get me wrong, Onision's a piece of shit too. But I don't think even Onision would do something this fucked up. I think even he would find this despicable. That's how truly, utterly, morally deprived that Richard Burgess, aka Vegan Gains, is. So again, anyone that lives in Scarborough, Ontario, report this guy to the Toronto Police Service immediately. And the person that does this, that comments on this very video, or tweets this to me on Twitter, I will give you a shout out in one of my upcoming videos. I can promise you that. So, in short, fuck Vegan Gains, fuck Freely the Banana Girl, fuck Durian Rider, fuck anybody that has this type of mentality, has this way of thinking, and to anybody that's going to cram this lifestyle down people's throats and try to force them to live this lifestyle they don't want to live, well, you can take those fingers and stick it where the sun don't shine, and I mean that sincerely. Richard, you've done fucked up. You have no idea what you've just gotten yourself into, and the internet is about to collapse on you, motherfucker. And I'll tell you this, you've overplayed your hand, and I am going to bury you. And the rest of the internet is going to bury you along with me. And that's not a threat, my friend, that is an absolute promise. Anyways, this is ThatKidDouglas, aka the Young Hero, and